Today we're making mozzarella stuffed crispy potato patties. They're packed full of flavor and also the perfect appetizer, so this is how I made them. You want to begin with about 6 russet potatoes. Peel, wash, and chop them up, and we want to boil them until they're fork tender. Once your potatoes are ready, it's time to season. 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, tablespoon of garlic powder and onion powder, half tablespoon black pepper, a tablespoon of paprika, teaspoon of salt, and also a half a teaspoon of cayenne. Mash it up, then you want to add 2 eggs and mix. Lastly, you want to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Fold everything together until it creates a nice dough. Then you want to form your dough into smaller balls and stuff it with your mozzarella cheese. Flatten it down into a patty shape, and once you're done with your entire batch, it's time to fry them. Fry on low to medium heat until they're golden brown on each side, and you're done.
You know those recipes you see online that you just need to make immediately because you cannot stop thinking about them? I really hope that's not just me, but when I saw this on Cook at Erica's page, I knew I was going to be making it soon. These are French onion soup pork chops. I am just patting them dry, seasoning them with kosher salt and pepper, and then in my cast iron pan, I'm going to melt a little bit of butter and give them a good sear on each side. I'm not trying to cook these all the way, I just want to get them nice and golden brown like this. Then I'm going to take those out, add in 2 sliced onions with a little bit of butter, a pinch of salt. Keep cooking them, let them get nice and brown and caramelized. When they look like this, add a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Mix that all together, cover it with some beef stock. I added a little bit of Dijon mustard. Just keep cooking it, it will get really thick, and then I smothered it over the pork chops, topped it with some provolone cheese, threw it in the oven to melt. This was freaking amazing. Let me know if you guys try it.
Your Instant Pot and 3 chicken breasts. Yes, they're still frozen, but thank God for the Instant Pot. Season the chicken with some paprika, garlic powder, some onion powder, a little bit of Italian seasoning, and of course salt and pepper. Measure with your heart. Add 3.5 cups of low sodium chicken stock. Add half a white onion chopped. Add about 1 pound of elbow pasta, and add a good amount of minced garlic. Measure that with your heart. Make sure everything is submerged. If it's not, add a little bit more chicken stock till it is. Put the lid on, make sure it's on sealing. Cook for manual high pressure for 10 minutes. Release pressure when done. Take out the chicken and start shredding. Add it back in. Add 3/4 of a cup of fat-free half and half and some Parmesan cheese. Mix it all together.
Today I'm going to show you guys how to make Auntie Anne's cinnamon sugar pretzels. You want to start off with 1 1/4 cups of warm water. Add 1 tablespoon of yeast, 1/4 cup brown sugar, mix and set aside. In your mixer bowl attachment, you want to add 3.5 cups of flour. And after letting your yeast mixture sit for 10 minutes, go ahead and add it in, and you want to knead your dough for about 5 minutes. You want to add your dough to an oiled bowl and let it rest for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, flour your surface, and you want to create 9 dough balls. Then you want to cover your dough again with a towel and let it rest for another 5 minutes. Once your dough has rested, go ahead and roll it out. Here I'm demonstrating how to twist your pretzels. You want to boil a pot of water with 1/4 cup of baking soda. Once your water comes to a boil, go ahead and boil your pretzels for 30 seconds on each side. Add your pretzels to an oiled baking sheet, and we're going to bake at 400 degrees for 8 minutes. While they were baking, I prepared my cinnamon sugar and melted some butter. And finally, I brushed them with the butter and dipped them into my cinnamon sugar, and we're done.
You absolutely have to make these loaded fries in your air fryer. Line your air fryer with aluminum foil and go in with some frozen French fries, 400 degrees, 15 minutes. After that, add some freshly grated cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and some chives. No measurements, go nuts. Put them back in for another 2 or 3 minutes. I just could not believe how good and easy these were. Like, comment, and follow me for more.
Have you tried fried rice like this before? This is golden egg fried rice, also known as gamwon tafan. You can add egg yolks to room temperature rice and mix well. The rice becomes more golden colored and has a richer taste. Prep the ingredients by chopping Chinese broccoli stems and Chinese sausage, lapchang in Cantonese. In high heat, add oil and your separated egg whites. Fry and set aside. Next, fry your Chinese sausage, or you can use your favorite protein and set aside. Add your mixed yolk rice and fry until the rice isn't stuck together. Next, add your Chinese broccoli and the sausage you sauteed earlier. Mix and fry for a couple minutes. Add some soy sauce and some sugar. Add back the egg whites and chopped green onions. Do a final stir and you're done. Try this rice if you haven't already.
How to make the best ever silky lemon butter pasta. Start off by melting 4 tablespoons of butter in a large skillet. Add 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder and whisk to combine. Add 1/4 cup of dry white wine, I like Chardonnay, and then crank the heat in order to simmer and reduce the sauce for a couple of minutes. Next, add 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. Let the sauce simmer for a minute and then add another 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. Next up, fresh lemon juice from 1 lemon. Turn the heat setting to low and continuously whisk the sauce on and off until your pasta is done. Add the cooked pasta to your simmering sauce and season with a little bit of black pepper before serving.
Grab a mini watermelon, wash it, cut it in half long ways, scrape out the watermelon, eat it or save it for later. Now grab your favorite fruit. If you're using strawberries or kiwis, cut them in smaller pieces. Set that aside, grab a bowl. Okay, wait. Can we admire how aesthetic that looks? Wow. Add in 2 cups of room temp water, 4 packets of unflavored gelatin. If you want to, you can add in 1/2 cup of sugar. Whisk it together until it's dissolved. Now boil 2 cups of water. When it's done, pour it into the mixture. Bless you. Mix it slowly. It should look like this. Once you've added in a handful of each fruit, layer it with the mixture. Don't fill it with fruit all the way so that you can leave a layer of the mixture on top. Don't mind my contraption, but leave it in the fridge overnight. Let's take it out of the fridge. I'm so excited. Also, in part 1, I told you to use 4 packets. I don't know why I said that. I meant 4 packets from 2 boxes, so 8 total, don't forget. All right, I have my cutting board. I'm gonna cut it straight in the middle. This is what it looks like cut in half. I'm gonna cut it one more time. Oh my gosh, these are so cool. I'm a little dramatic. Now you know how to make watermelon fruit slices. Let's try it.
Today we're making Olive Garden's breadsticks, but 10 times better. And if you want the recipe for the chicken gnocchi soup, it's in my last video. But to get started, you want 1 cup of warm water. You're gonna add 2 teaspoons of yeast, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and mix and set aside. In your mixer bowl attachment, you're gonna add 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons salt, and 3 tablespoons olive oil. After you let your yeast mixture sit for 10 minutes, go ahead and add it in last. You want to knead your dough for 10 minutes, add it to an oiled bowl, and let it rest for 1 hour. 1 hour later, you want to dust your countertop with some flour. Pat your dough ball down gently, and you want to cut out 10 breadsticks. You're basically going to cut them into long strips, and then cut the long strips in half. And you want to roll them out very gently, tapering the ends. The less you touch them, the better they're going to come out. You're going to cover with a towel and let them rest for another 15 minutes. Add them to an oiled baking sheet, and we're going to brush on some egg wash. For my egg wash, I only used 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of water. Bake at 365 for 10 minutes. Brushing on 5 tablespoons of melted butter, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and dry parsley, and we're done.
Two rolls or cinnamon rolls, 1 can whipped cream cheese frosting, optional walnuts, 1 pack cinnamon swirl cake, packet 1, packet 2, don't mix it, 1½ sticks of butter sliced thin, bake at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes. You guys, this is my favorite.
I used to make these all the time and they're so good. You're just gonna crack an egg in a bowl and I got a piece of a freaking shell in there and it's so annoying. Now you just add 1/2 cup mozzarella, some seasonings, and listen, the key to making chaffles, put a plate under your waffle maker for a super easy cleanup. Now you're just gonna spray it with hairspray, top your mix with pepperonis, dip it in some marinara.
I've been making these tortilla pizzas multiple times a week since I learned how to do it. So just put olive oil in a cast iron and then lay down a flour tortilla, spread it with pasta sauce, and then sprinkle it with mozzarella cheese, which I highly recommend you shred yourself because it makes a big difference. Sprinkle it with Parmesan and fresh basil if you have it, and then throw it under the broiler for just a couple minutes, and it seriously tastes like a real thin crust pizza, and it takes like 5 minutes.
Get pizza dough from the grocery store. Make it a little flat like this and put 1 of these little mozzarella pieces in there. Just kidding, put in 2 pieces. And then roll it into a ball. Cover the ball with olive oil. Put on a little bit of Italian seasoning. Now air fry at 400 for 7 to 8 minutes. This is right out of the air fryer. Dip with marinara and enjoy.